Hello everybody, I'm Dunya Martínez. I'm a PhD candidate in Education and ICT e-learning at UOC University, Universitat Oberta de Catalunya. And I would like to present the results of this preliminary study, which is carried out within the framework of a larger PhD dissertation, where I will analyze how apps like WhatsApp or Telegram that lack any pedagogical intention can be used as a support for different classroom activities, group work, pair work assignments, independent individual work, and so on. So before we get started, I think it's important we have an quick overview to how the way we communicate has changed over the years, which has changed quite a lot. We have moved from a silent generation who used paper and pencil to communicate with each other towards baby boom generation who started with radio, typewriters, then Generation X who had TVs. Almost everybody had a TV at home. Then we had this Generation Y with computers becoming popular, and mobile phones, big mobile phones actually, and moving towards a Generation Z where they have faster computers, quicker, smaller, and mobile phones becoming smartphones. They're small offices that allow us to communicate, learn, and work together. So if these technology-based tools enable new ways of learning and communicating, why not taking advantage of it? So as I mentioned before, this preliminary study aims to analyze how apps like WhatsApp that lack any pedagogical intention can be used as a support for different classrooms activities, let it be group work, pair work, assignments, independent individual work, enforcing student-centered learning, and of course forming one personal opinion, and of course being able to express it on topical issues. So we started identifying the motivations and reluctance to use cross-platform instant messaging apps, right? We should have a look at normalization of mobile-assisted language learning and mobile instant messaging, starting with Rogers in 2003, who said that normalization occurs when an innovation has become incorporated into regular activities of the organization. So basically, we use this innovation on a daily basis without realizing we're using it. So it's part of our work, our daily work. Then Bax, 2003 as well, said that normalization refers to any kind of technological innovation as becoming normalized. Then in 2011, he published an article where he states that in order for an innovation, a technological innovation, to become normalized or move towards normalization, there are some steps to be followed to ensure these proposed innovation to be useful. And of course, this innovation needs audits. It also needs a learning plan, and it also needs a research plan to elucidate the main elements impeding or promoting this normalization. So later on, 2006, Levi and Stockwell said that normalization is an end goal for established goal, but not for an emergent or emerging goal. And they also categorize the ways we can normalize innovation. So the big question is, what is normalized, or what is being normalized, right? So for the purpose of data collection, we started with an initial questionnaire which was administered to 22 students aged 13 to 18. This means teenagers, young adults. They're attending different courses of English as a second language at a language school, and they study English as an extracurricular activity. There were 10 students taking B1 level and 12 students taking C1 level. So the first question we asked was, which of the following instant messaging apps do you know? And of course, WhatsApp was the winner, right? They also talk about Snapchat, but we decided not to use Snapchat for security reasons, because it's not a very secure app when we talk about personal data, right? Of course, there was also Facebook Messenger, but WhatsApp was the real winner because it was the one they used the most, right? So although they know Facebook Messenger, they do not use it. Why do they use it? To speak with family and friends, basically, because it's easy to use, and of course because it's popular. Everybody knows WhatsApp, right? Only one student talked about security, and two of them said they used it for fun. Then they were asked, do you think an instant messaging app would be useful to learn and improve a foreign language, and why? And 4 students said no, because people don't use language correctly, which is true. When we send messages, we tend to shorten words, right? And because they prefer to learn face-to-face with the teacher. But then 18 students said yes, because it provided them with extra speaking practice. It was fun. There was an immediate response from teacher and classmates outside class hours. That's important. Then because they had the possibility of making videos and video calls as well to practice speaking and listening again, and because ICT motivates students. So speaking and listening is an important issue, and it is actually, right? So on a scale 1 to 10, they were asked to vote if they would mind using instant messaging apps in the classroom as a support tool. And 10 students voted 9 or 10, 11 voted 7 or 8, and then 1 said no. Then they were asked again on a scale 1 to 10 if they would agree that the teacher created a group so that they could communicate with their classmates and teacher. And then 19 students agreed, voted 9 or 10. Only 1 voted 8 and only 1 voted 6. So with the results, we asked them, okay, in case you agree, what would you like to use this app for? And basically, they voted for reminding due dates, deadlines, reminding homework, sharing information, and then make video calls, send audios, play, and reminding homework. So taking these into account, we said, okay, let's put some of these into practice. So we did some extra practice where we shared quizzes, grammar extra quizzes and worksheets, right? We also did some speaking tasks in pairs. They shared videos with the teacher. It was not something they sent into the group. They send it to the teacher individually, which it's important to take into account. Then that's me giving the instructions, and then speaking task in pairs for the C1 group, then individual tasks, right? But they all send the speaking tasks to the WhatsApp of the teacher, not to the group. Then we reminded deadlines and homework, right? But as you can notice, the B1 level students basically asked everything in Spanish. Right, and C1 students asked everything in English. Then for fun, why not? We shared ideas about Hogwarts, then Harry Potter, or we played Kahoot, or we just talked about Eurovision 2020 or TikTok videos we had found, or let's talk about TV series, why not? Solving doubts. There were homework doubts, and there were also grammar doubts, which we solved via WhatsApp. They sent even photographs, images, screenshots of the PowerPoints I shared with them to say, Dunya, this is whatever. And then, of course, we shared videos just for the fact of sharing. Sometimes it was for grammatical purposes, where I recorded a video explaining any grammatical thing, any grammar doubt, or anything I could see that they were not using correctly. Sometimes we shared videos as a pre-task before class, right? For homework, sometimes they just watched the video or before class. So once we have used what they asked for, we said, okay, which of the following activities using WhatsApp did you like the most? And surprisingly, it was the ones we had for fun. And solving doubts, of course, and the speaking tasks. About reminding deadlines, yeah, it was okay. And about sharing videos, yeah, it was okay. And the extra practice, they thought it was going to be interesting, but actually they didn't find it that interesting. Of course, they were asked why, and they basically all appreciated that they had the feeling that they had been improving, speaking, listening. They were funny, they learned a lot. It was different from what we do in a normal class, and I can express myself freely. They're useful. These students said I would have been lost without the information provided in our group, right? The atmosphere, these things make the atmosphere in the group very pleasant. And of course, they were also asked if there was any activity that they haven't liked or found useless. And in general, they all liked them, except one student who said she didn't like the speaking because it was very difficult for him or her to record well. And then the sharing videos, because you only have to see and listen to the video and you don't learn a lot. But in general, they were all very happy with all the activities. So what's the conclusion? There has been an improvement, and the students have this feeling of improvement, the sense of group, and there has been definitely motivation. We have solved doubts, and some students had this feeling of security because they felt they could express freely. And of course it facilitates learning with Realia, because we have been using videos we could find on the internet, and of course some of them I recorded myself, right? But there are some drawbacks, that not all students participate. Some students are kind of invisible, and the teacher must be cautious because not all students learn from the materials provided. So all things considered, what are the next steps? Designing activities in order to incorporate WhatsApp as a regular tool to improve English as a second language. Observe the impact these activities have, inviting contributions from stakeholders, and attempt further steps in response using design-based research, because approaches like DBR ensure the researcher, who is the teacher as well, remains connected, and this research is designed to truly inform practice. Then we will interview teachers and students as well, and of course we would like to promote normalization of WhatsApp, mobile instant messaging, in the classroom as a tool to improve learning English as a second language. Thank you very much for your attention, and any questions I will be delighted to answer. Thank you.